Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Rebecca and Alan here on behalf of the Democratic Club. Well, welcome both of you. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're
today.
welcome, you're welcome. Well, I know you guys have a lot of things that you want to talk about, so we'll just jump right to it. And Alan, you were going to talk about some of your upcoming programs that you have.
Yes, with all the things that are happening in the world right now, people really aren't aware. It's not on the radar yet, but there's an election in California in just a couple of months. The primary California state primary is June the 7th. As a political club, one of our goals is to get as many people to vote as possible.
Right.
And one of the ways we do that, or try to do that, is by bringing people who are running for local office in our area to Laguna Woods to speak to the people who live in Laguna Woods, give the people an opportunity to see them and hear them, ask them questions. Mm-hmm. And to that end, our meeting on March 15th, which is our first in-person meeting in months, our speaker is going to be Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley. She's going to be our featured speaker.
Okay.
Supervisor Foley is currently on the Orange County Board of Supervisors, but because of redistricting, she's running for re-election, or maybe it's election, I don't know how you phrase it, in the new district of which Laguna Woods is part. Also at that meeting, we're going to have Dr. Asif Mahmood, who is a candidate for the United States Congress in our brand new congressional district.
Okay.
Again, through redistricting, Laguna Woods is almost entirely now in a brand new congressional district, the 40th district.
I see.
And Dr. Mahmood is running in that. And we're also having Mike Gaskins, who's the head of the El Toro District Water Board.
Oh.
He's a village resident, and he's running for re-election this year also. And at this part of the cycle, when we get this close to the election cycle, our meetings are all candidates.
Sure.
And we have two meetings in April, and we do the same thing with both of them. We try to corral as many people running for office in our area as possible and bring them all at one time to Laguna Woods. And we don't ask them to speak long, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, ask them one question, two questions, but just to give people an opportunity to see them and to hear them, and to put a face with a name when they're looking at the ballot. And we do that twice in April. We do it first at the Towers on April 11th at 1 p.m. We always, every election cycle, we try to bring the candidates to the Towers. Towers is sort of segregated from the rest of the community, so we bring it there. And we also do it at our monthly meeting, which is April 19th, Clubhouse 2, 7 p.m.
Okay.
Again, just the people just that speak, make a brief statement so that people will understand who they are, what they're running for, and just put a name with a face when you're filling out the ballot. And we said we like people to vote. That's our job, is to get people to vote. But before you can vote, you got to be registered.
You got to be registered to vote, which, Rebecca, it's really important, no matter what party you are, is you always should vote. And if you have that right, you should take advantage of it. Exactly. And I think it's unfortunate that in our community, we do have an awful lot of people who are both parties, but many of them are not registered.
Yes, and that's the main thing. You want to vote, you love to vote, you have to be registered. If you have, even if you know that you're registered, but you have changed anything, for example, you just got married and you got the name of your partner now, well, you have to re-register. You moved across the street, you have to re-register. And our club is trying to make this registration easier for people. So now we have the very famous Register to Vote mobile.
I love it. And we have a fun picture of that. It's a little golf cart that you're going to drive around.
Exactly. And we don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, just give us a call. We'll bring you the forms. You can be registered. If you don't want to call us, and I don't know if you're showing the telephone number where to call, please call us and we get there. If you have a club and you want people to register, we'll bring the papers to your club. Just give us a call. We'll be there with all the papers that you need to fill.
Well, that's super convenient, right? Because lots of people, I don't feel like going out. Now you don't really have an excuse. Now you can just, call you guys and say, all right, bring your little cart over. We have some people who want to register. So I think that's great. Now, as you mentioned, Alan, the upcoming California state primary is on June 7th, and there's a lot up for grabs going on right now. And the state of California, as you know, our gas prices are high, and there's a lot of things to be concerned about. What are some things that you guys are concerned about coming up on the primary?
Well, the biggest thing we're concerned about is people don't know that the primary is coming up.
Okay, we just told you.
And also the California primary. People will be shocked to know, but California primary is different than primaries in most other states. California doesn't have your traditional partisan primary anymore. California has what they call a top two primary. And at a top two primary, the two top vote getters in the primary election in June, regardless of their political party, go on to run off against each other in the general election in November.
Okay.
So you could have many offices where you have two Democrats running against each other, two Republicans running against each other, theoretically two independents running against each other. It just kind of like highlights one of the reasons why it's so important to vote in the primary election too.
Yeah.
But in California, voting is so simple. The state of California, unlike other states which make it difficult, state of California makes it very simple to vote. Everybody gets their ballot in the mail. You can cast your ballot maybe half a dozen easy, convenient ways.
Right.
Voting's easy. The ballot is extremely confusing in the primary election. The offices, some county and statewide offices like the Board of Education and the Superintendent of Education, this is not a primary election for them. This is the general election. No matter what happens, they're not going to the general election in November. This is their election. And there's other races, countywide races, like the district attorney and the assessor's office. If one of those candidates running for that office gets more than 50% of the vote, then they're elected. They don't bother with the November runoff. But if both candidates don't get 50%, then the top two candidates go off to run against each other in November. So what you have is a primary election, a general election, and a hybrid.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's a primary or general until the votes are counted.
That's an interesting point, because I know we're going to be talking to the registrar voters, and hopefully we can go through the ballot a little bit and kind of learn more about that, because I think that's something that isn't discussed very much.
No, it's
Right. Of all the county, it's Laguna Woods, the one that has the highest number of voters.
Good.
So let's keep it like that.
That's right. Let's be number one. All right, real quick. Tell me about your upcoming show, Diversity in Laguna Woods.
Do I have 5 hours to tell you?
No, you have like 5 seconds.
It's very exciting. Laguna Woods is so diverse, and we know so little about each other's countries. So this program is to bring to all of you details about how come why are the immigrants here, but most importantly, how our country is better because of the immigrants.
Okay.
What have they developed in their countries and brought to us? And I can't wait to be here sharing those stories with representatives of those countries.
Oh, well, that is great. Well, hopefully, depending on the country, we want to see you in the outfit.
And the first country will be India.
Perfect, because they have some of the best clothing, so I look
Exactly.
forward to you wearing that. All right, thank you both very much. We appreciate the information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And don't forget that our primary is coming up on June 7th. And if you want to register to vote, all you have to do is call the number on your screen, Mary, and she will set it up for you and bring out the mobile registration card. We'll be right back.